Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, everybody.
What's
Hi,
up?
everyone. I thought
Happy
I heard
weekend,
it.
everybody.
Yes, I didn't even know what day of the week it was earlier. Sharrell is out of it, people. She is out of it. Okay, I've been working. There was a big fiasco going on behind the scenes. All this week, it was just a big ass fiasco. But it is what it is. Time to move on. Okay, so today we got some really good, sensitive stories for you guys. We're going to talk about Wendy and her mental health condition. It's just, I
Not
know you're
good.
thinking, what more can we say? A
Yeah.
lot more. It's a lot more. I hate to say it. We're going to talk about Tim Norman being found guilty a couple hours ago. And, you know, how Miss Robbie, come on now. Come on, Miss Robbie. Then we're
Yep.
going to talk about Sherri Shepherd and all the drama going on behind the scenes on the Sherri show. And if they don't get their act together, there may not be a Sherri show. Okay. But before we get in all of that, time to pay the bills. Wait, yeah. Today's video is sponsored by Fetch. Rewards is a super easy to use app where you earn free rewards on literally anything you buy. Scan any receipt or e-receipt into the app to earn points, no matter where you shop or what you buy. And I literally mean any receipt. I recently took a few trips to a couple of retail stores. All I have to do to be rewarded is use the app on my phone to scan my receipts. And just seconds later, you receive your points into your account. It's really that easy. Anything you buy works with Fetch. Even if you have receipts that are up to 2 weeks old, you can still earn points. And if you shop with online retailers such as Amazon, it's even easier. You could have the app scan through your emails for e-receipts and it will submit them for you. You can then redeem those points for hundreds of different rewards, including Amazon and Visa gift cards. Fetch is easy and fast and 100% free. Fetch is even giving away bonus rewards to my viewers. All you need to do is download the Fetch Rewards app and use the code Sharrell when you scan your first receipt, and Fetch will reward you with 5,000 points. It's really that simple. So once again, thank you to Fetch for sponsoring this video. And there you have it. Fetch has been a really great sponsor of ours. We've been with them for a while. They are great to work with, and I really do appreciate you guys and the relationships that we do have. So thank you, Fetch. Now let's get into it. But before I get into it, I want to say this. So if you've seen my video earlier, I am repeating the same thing that I'm saying, but I have two different audiences. You guys know that we got the Housewives audience, and then we have the Hot Topics audience. And some people don't watch both. And I need to make this say this message very clear. Okay, blogging is a dirty game. It really is. It's not easy. It could get really competitive and political. Okay, and you run into trouble from other bloggers that want to wait till you go on, do your work, you do all the research, and then they follow up right behind it. Okay, like do your own research. Okay, but that doesn't even bother me. It really doesn't. Okay, fine. If that's the kind of blogger you want to be, fine, do that. That's your thing. But don't know that I'm not on to what you're doing. Okay. Another thing is you get a lot of problems from the cast members. Like my name seems to be in everybody's mouth these days. Sharrell this, Sharrell that. Listen, I'm going to say this again. I was asked, why do you have to put your opinion in when you read the stories? And I said earlier, and now I'm going to say later, because I want to. Period. Like I cannot go around just saying all nice things about people when I know different. It is what it is. Like what? Huh? You could be a scary blogger that I talked about earlier. What did I call him, Perry? I said something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You could be a scary. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say that. Why be a blogger to be somebody else's mouthpiece?
Mm-hmm.
I say what I want to say. I've been in this business long enough to know what I'm doing. Let me put up there my favorite gif.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
Is this my first time in the rodeo, Perry?
Oh, hell no!
You are a mess.
No, it's all good, honey. You know, I mean,
please,
you know,
y'all best leave me alone.
You've
if
seen
you
it
don't
before,
want me to come undone.
You've seen it before. It's gonna happen. You know, people will say this and they'll run and hide in the closet and whisper something. I'm not
you
that
mean
kind
the
of
scary
person.
bloggers?
Yeah, you know,
I call
mean,
them scary MRFers.
I call them boring. So we'll move on.
Yes, my show is about my ideas, my opinions, and even worse, it gets worse if you're the talent. I let the public come up and say whatever you want.
Yeah, it's all about having
fun.
fun.
You don't run things over here, okay? Yeah. So if you thought you did, newsflash, no, you don't. And I know what to say and what to not say. And also, I got to make this very clear every video. This is a gossip channel. Everything's alleged, rumors, scandals. But guess what? We're still allowed to talk about it.
And most of all, our opinions. Yeah.
Our opinions. So I want, if I take callers this afternoon, everybody who's come up is, you have to say, in my opinion, before we start talking.
Don't even say hi. Just say, in my opinion.
You better not say hi, Perry. Hi, Sherrell. If I bring you up, the first thing you have to say is, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you got some scoop that you want to give, you have to say allegedly. Okay? And we've got it down there at the bottom, strolling across the bottom. It's been there for years now, just in case you don't see it, because some attorneys want to think that every time something comes out of your mouth, Sherrell, the public takes it as fact. That's what? Don't play with me.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
Okay, we clear? All right, let's move on. Why do they think we watch your show, Sharrell? Because we want to hear your opinion. Say what you want to, in my opinion, LL. Thank you so much,
right.
Michelle.
See, we all learn together. We all learn together. It's all
learn. No, somebody else better learn that I've been saying alleged in my opinion with that same damn banner rolling at the bottom of my screen for years. Okay. Now, as far as you copycat scary bloggers, that's what you do. That's your thing. But over here, I ain't scared to say it's scary. Oh, that's the other bloggers. Go ahead, go do it again. And you other bloggers. They so scared of their
It's all about
shadow.
fun, honey. You know, I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, and the ones who don't like it, fuck them.
Ooh, there you heard. You heard it from the original master. F you. Yeah. If you don't like it over here, F you. Go back to the scary channels and live your life in fear. Okay. All right. Now, and then another reason I'm doing what I'm doing, because I got to make sure I'm very clear. The grocery store tabloids are not what they used to be. Ever since the scandal, the Inquirer is terrible. It's gone to shit. So we can't get our gossip from there. We can't get our gossip from the Wendy Williams show anymore. Sherri has scrapped the entire hot topic subject. You have to come to the blogs. Okay. So I know you guys up there who the talent who thinks they're better than the blogs. We have more power than you think. All right. Now shut up. Now shut up. Now shut up and let me do my job. All right.
This is how you start your weekend, Sherrell. This is how you should start your weekend.
Just in case you didn't hear me, I'm gonna tell you one more time. Shut the hell up and let me do my job. Now back up. All right. Here we go. Oh, these stories are so sad. I don't know what to start with first. We got to start with Wendy Williams. Oh,
damn.
Wendy Williams. Now, listen, I think I know who reported this story to the blogs, okay? Because I spoke to someone about this situation actually about 2 years ago. I spoke with them, I believe, with this person, excuse me. I believe V was on the call because I every time I do a video, call somebody for information, I always have either Perry or V on the phone. That's just it. You need a backup every time. So this person that I talked to, and it was about 2 years ago, V was on the phone, so she can vouch for everything that I'm saying. So I talked to this person that's very close to the situation. Okay, so they told me, and this was 2 years ago. They talked about Wendy's alcohol and drug problem at the time. I don't know where my damn notes is, but I know what I said to this person. They talked about her alcohol and drug problem at the time, how bad things were then. They were saying that daytime TV been boring. They be scared to talk. I love you, Selena. Selena, love you. Okay. They told me that she had a really bad, here are my notes, that she had a bad drug problem, that so the staff was seeing things that they shouldn't be seeing, and she would pay some of them off. Okay. And of course, she's talking about the day when she was caught playing with herself. She was actually, this is what this person told me, coming on to other employees in a sexual way, both men and women. This is what someone's telling me, so I got to throw in the word hearsay. This is the hearsay. That she was bisexual. But the person that I was talking to, she ended up firing this person for knowing too much information. And this person was really upset that she fired them and was going to sue her. And I don't even know how that lawsuit worked out. It might still be in, because that was just 2 years ago. Sometimes lawsuits take up to 3 years before they go in front of a judge. They were saying all of this stuff. Okay, so when I read this new article about Wendy Williams, it triggered in what they said. Okay, so I'm going to read this word line by line, and I want you guys to, and I'm going to stop it when I have to add what else this person told me. Okay, so a long time ago, this person said that Wendy was dealing with dementia. Okay, so today, where's my notes? Hold on, guys. Today, it's being reported like this. Let me pull this up. Here it is. Okay, hold on. So today, the Sun is the first person that originated. I just happened to pull the article from page 6, but it's the same thing. Allegedly, Wendy Williams is dealing with a condition called catatonic schizophrenia. And what that is it's a rare, severe mental disorder characterized by striking motor behaviors, typically involving either significant reductions in voluntary movement or hyperactivity and agitation. So what they mean, they become in a vegetated state, like I'm looking at you, you're talking to me, but I'm not grasping what you're saying. I'm just laying there immobile. Okay, so it's a serious condition and it's brought on by stress. Okay, so they saying that her condition has gotten that bad and they're labeling it allegedly labeling it catatonic schizophrenia. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go over this article. It's sad. I know, and for me, it's overwhelming. Okay, so let me start reading this article and stopping when I have to add to it, because I got a lot of inside information about this actually 2 years ago. And I know why the person's doing it, who I think's leaking the information, is because they're worried. So I don't think so they were upset when they first got fired, but right now I think they're just worried. And they're also saying that if the family has the ability, and only the family, to go to the judge, get a court order for her to go to the hospital, the mental hospital, or is that the right, the mental health place, and keep her there for 6 months to a year, because they have a problem with her going to rehab and either checking herself out or making them think that she's okay. She goes to rehab and she gets back into the same old habit. Okay. And I could see how this condition could be brought on. I really think after she was cheated on and he had a baby with someone else, these are just my opinions, and I'm allowed my opinions, it was overwhelming and too much for her. You know, we all have different levels of, no, not levels. We all have different things that we wouldn't be able to cope with. Maybe if something happened, if something happened to my child. So I don't even think she's weak. I don't classify her as being weak for not being able to handle that divorce and that baby. I'm crying because I was thinking, what if something happened to my kids? I would be, probably we could develop this condition. And alcohol and drugs don't help it. You start out initially to just dull the pain, but after a while, it just reverses on you. So this is, let me read word for word this page 6 article. It says, Wendy Williams is at death's door and ultimately hospitalized for two blood transfusion 2 years ago due to her worsening alcohol addiction, and multiple sources exclusively tell page 6. They didn't just tell page 6. They also told the Sun magazine. Okay. The former daytime talk show host struggles came to a head in May 2020 when friends of hers, which include DJ Booth, discovered Williams catatonic at her New York City apartment. So remember, the condition's called catatonic schizophrenia, but they left that off. So you got to read in between the lines here, okay? At her New York City apartment, her former manager, Bernie, allegedly refused to call 911 out of fear it would become public knowledge. Because at this time, they don't, her reputation's still important. I mean, it's today, but you know what I mean? They think maybe she'll get better. Once you put something out there and the media gets hold of it.
Can't take it back. Yeah,
you can't take it back. I don't think he understood the extent of what was going on. And I don't think he wanted it to get out that she was not well. And he definitely didn't want a 911 call like what happened a year later. Williams' longtime friend and eyewitness to the incident tells page 6. And this is what makes me think I know who it is, because I know who was there that day. Okay. I allegedly know who was there that day. And this person who talked to me said they were there that day. Williams was taken to Bethel Israel Hospital in September 2021 for a mental health check. And I think this, a couple things. I think this person came forward because Wendy's manager came out yesterday and said, no, she's not going to rehab. She's going to a wellness center. They keep sugarcoating it. They're not telling us the truth. I don't know if they think they're protecting her, but you're not, because we're going to keep running stories saying, oh, she's crazy, because we don't know what's wrong. If we know what's wrong and you tell the public has more compassion, in my opinion. Now look at her legs. I thought this was photoshopped, but it's not. And what this looks like to me is weight loss. Your skin has a tendency to sag, and dehydration from alcohol. That's a lot. I don't know how many drinkers we have in the audience here, but I drink wine every night. If I drink too much wine, I feel like I can't talk the next day. My tongue is just dried out, pardon me. Perry, you drink sometimes. When you overdrink, you suffer dehydration.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. When you drink vodka, I feel that the brown liquors and vodka, you do things you don't even remember. So
Yeah.
this is not Photoshop. This is her legs. Can you get a good look, Perry? Or do I need to
I
zoom
see
in?
it, man.
You
I
see it?
mean, you can't really miss it.
You guys see it in the audience? I'll leave the link to the description. And so
Look like
she's
old
really
leather or something.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told you from the beginning, I really didn't believe the Graves' disease, but I understand what they were trying to do. All right. So she's in a poor health condition. Let me keep reading. Our source says Wendy Williams' New York City apartment was in a disarray as a result of her addiction and poor health. When you turn into an addict, your health declines. When some people when they smoke, I'm not saying she smokes this. I'm giving you an example of how health declines. Like people that smoke crystal meth, they lose their teeth. People who smoke too much weed, they lips turn black. It's drugs and alcohol are hard on your body. You could get alcohol poisoning. It's just bad. So it's making her health deteriorate. Okay, so so this is what they're describing that day. They said she was in a robe. It was soiled. She was catatonic. Now we know what catatonic means. Almost in a schizophrenic state. Catatonic for schizophrenic state. It was very, very bad. She was looking up at the ceiling. She was just not responsive, but her eyes was open. So remember, I just gave you the definition of catatonic schizophrenia. I'm looking at you. I should be able to understand you, but you're talking to me and it's like you're not even there. I hope I'm explaining this right. But she was definitely in a catatonic state. Our sources revealed that they discovered a case of alcohol, open wine bottles, and Cattell one. We started cleaning out her liquor cabinet. I know who this person is, and I think they're doing this out of love and concern. Our source claims, as well as Booth, instead of that young call, paramedics or Williams, former sober team, which was headed by Ron Clinton, to get help. So what they end up doing is calling the rehab place instead of taking her to the hospital, which they eventually had to do. Okay. I think during that time, she had a blood transfusion. What else was I told? This is all alleged. Believe it if you want to. Don't if you don't. She had an IV. She was just in bad physical shape. So don't forget, every time you take a drug, even if it's an aspirin, I don't know, your body might need potassium to digest it. Your body might need something, so it robs you of your vitamins and your health. Okay. In the meantime, our sources say they and Booth fed the shock jock ice chips to keep her dehydrated. And I just showed you a picture of her legs. That's excessive alcohol drinking, because before it gets to your legs, it's going to shrivel up your liver. It's going to show on your face. It's just bad. They thought she was going to die. She literally couldn't stand up. She was just lying on top of her covers, and she needed 911 help and Young's help. But at the time, the manager insisted we're not going to call 911. Then eventually, Williams' ex-husband Kevin and their son Kevin Jr. got on the phone and begged her to get help. Kevin and Kevin Jr. were both saying, please, come on, Mom, let Ron and his team come up to get some help. I remember this day. I remember this day vividly because as a blogger, when I was sent the pictures and stuff, I just remember. Kevin Sr. later confirmed to us the aforementioned events, including him and his son. We're told Booth then drove Williams in his car to the hospital. Well, this one right here says it's DJ Booth that's telling the story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I spoke to DJ Booth around this time when this was happening. We're told that Booth then drove in his car to the hospital where she received 2 blood transfusions. And he told me this. He told me this about 2 years ago because she was so low on iron. Multiple sources confirm. She remained under medical observation for about 4 to 5 days and had no recollection. I'm telling you, if you drink too much brown, the brown liquors. What is that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I
Crown
mean,
Royal, huh?
probably any liquor, to be honest with
It can make you forget things. I lost my place. She had no recollection of the events that transpired. Booth was the savior of her effing life, a second source says, noting that he went back to her apartment after he dropped her off to dump the alcohol. He was really, really, really concerned about Wendy.
you. Hmm.
It to the point where he was being her caretaker, but it got overwhelming for him. And don't forget, she fired him allegedly because he was there that day when she was playing with herself. Okay. She was really, in my opinion, at death's door. Our initial eyewitness says, if we were not there that day, she would not be here. She would not have made it. If it weren't for Kevin and Ron Clinton and his teams, she wouldn't have never made it. The focus is not on anything from the past. The only focus we have at this time is for Wendy to continue to strive at getting better and moving forward. She needed to be in the hospital a long time ago. And don't forget, the family members have the ability to step in, get a court order, and make sure she stays there for at least 6 months to a year, because this is not going to get resolved in your usual 30-day rehab. It's just not. And I fear that it's gotten to the point where she's gotten catatonic schizophrenic. You can only do so much damage to the mind. You can't assume she's going to bounce back. Did you see how her legs look?
I seen
That's
it.
probably how her liver looked. When she needed blood transfusions, it was just bad. Wendy, and I feel, now that I looked up the definitions of catatonic, that Kevin leaving her and having another baby on her was just too much for her to deal with. And I'm not even looking at her as a weak person. We all have our things that we just can't do. If something ever happened to Perry, I don't know what I would do. So, I don't think she's weak. I just think that she's broken.
I can see that.
Else?
I can see her being broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say she's not, she's just broken. The focus is okay, I read that part. Right now, she is healing and working on the second part of her documentary. She's in her podcast. Okay. She has several things that are demanding her attention right now, and past gossip is not one of them. So I also think that if a couple people that really care for her, they don't want her to move on to a podcast, to a documentary until you are well. However, her improvements were only temporary. And that's, if you go back to drugs and alcohol, it's like your body picks up where it left off. So it says it's gotten worse. She went from wine to straight up vodka. And we knew that because last week when we seen her in the cab riding around town,
Yep.
she had the cab driver go get her vodka. So that's what's going on. Saying that all she talks about is her upcoming projects. She's not in the mood to work, or she's not in the condition to work right now.
Right.
So it's really bad. We get it. Thank you, Booth, for coming forward, and whoever else decided to come forward. People need to know how severe this situation is. And also, I just feel like maybe the public can take a step back and realize she's just suffering. You know how the media gets,
Yeah,
the better the title.
Time and work on herself instead of I wouldn't worry about a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't really worry about nobody at this point. She got to worry about healing, and but she got to have the will. So if some people are so broken that they refuse to heal,
Okay, so that's get better soon, Wendy. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel that it's beyond a point of getting better. Sometimes you could damage something so bad that it never goes back to 100%. That's the same thing for the brain.
Or you can look at her actions and think she's beyond or wanting help.
Yeah.
You know, so that would do it.
Yeah.
But
okay, so that's what we
prayers out to
have
her, though.
for Wendy Williams. Let's talk about her replacement on the show. Oh my God, if this ain't a mess. This is a mess. Oh, before I do that, please get well soon, Wendy.
Yep.
And my prayers go out to you. All right. Let's go on to Sherri Shepherd. Okay. Now, there is all kind of, where's the article? There's all kind of drama going on behind the scenes with Sherri Shepherd. Hold on. Did I just lose the article? I did. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with Sherri Shepherd. And one of the things is, hold on, let me put the article back up. One of the things that's going on behind the scenes with Sherri Shepherd is, that's the wrong article. Shoot. Hold on, guys. I had the article up and ready to go, but I always hit the extra button and close it, the tab.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Let's talk about all the problems going on behind the scenes with Sherri Shepherd. And there's a lot. One is the show sucks. I hate to say it, Sherri. I know you worked hard. It's everything that you wanted. You dreamed of being a talk show host. But the problem is you're following Wendy Williams. So the public already has in their mind what they want. And they're comparing you to Wendy, which is unfair. Let's not forget, people, Sherri Shepherd is not running the show over there. She hasn't even been on a month yet. So all the producers, the production company are all coming up with these ideas. They're hearing the public say, we don't like this. She can't go in and pretend to be Wendy. So they're making changes. And so one of the changes that they're making is Norman and Suzanne. Now, right now, they're saying that they're pushing them out. Every day, there's less and less work for them. I don't think this is Sherri Shepherd. I think this is some producers that are looking at numbers and know nothing about talent. They know nothing. That's why I say, Sherri Shepherd, if you want to keep your show, you better speak up. Don't let them people run you off the air. You need Norman and you need Suzanne. They're saying other prominent figures over there are scared about being pushed out. The show sucks. You guys need to bring back hot topics. People like dirt. That's my advice. That's my advice. They need to talk about things. But
what they got over there is like a happy ending. What the show doing?
What do you mean?
Is it all just positive? What?
No, it's terrible. I'm telling you, the show.
No. I'm talking about the conversation on the show. Is just all positive?
No, the show mostly focuses on interviews. Okay.
Okay. So it's quite boring.
I don't understand why we got rid of Hot Topics. Like, I like you, Sherri, but I don't want to go to your stand-up comedy every day. No shade, just love. It sucks. I went in person. Ooh, Selena. It sucks. It sucks. It just sucks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give Sherri a chance, but she's not making all of the decisions. So you got the suits coming into you. Oh, why don't we do this? Hey, why don't we do that? And you think, well, okay, they're the producers. They want to succeed. They don't know what they're doing. You cannot have a show without hot topics. We used to get our hot topics from Wendy Williams. She was the only TV show that gave us the hot topics. Now we got to go to the blogs. Sherri, maybe you can do the hot topic Sherri way. I wouldn't be firing Suzanne and Norman. Everyone's scared back there that they're going to be replaced one at a time and that Sherri's going to bring in the new crew. But you have to remember, Suzanne and Norman, Sherri's being a yes woman. You know, when you first start out and you got to run the show and you got to make sure everything's okay and you're a woman, what's the first thing they call you? A itch. So what? So what? This is my show. I'm the talent. And what I say goes. You got to act like that. That's how Kevin did. Remember that's what Kevin did. They couldn't stand working with Kevin, but he made sure that show was Wendy's. You got to step up to the plate, Sherri. if you want to save this show. So when you were at The View, you were just one of many. Now you're one of one. And you got to step up, and you got to be willing to take on the producers and the production company and say, no, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is what you're saying is, if you the main figure on that show, if you're gonna take the hit for whatever go wrong or right, you need to make the damn decisions too.
Yeah.
I mean, just in my opinion. But
you do. I mean, look, like me right now, or me and you, Perry, when someone says, why do you have to give your opinion? Can't you just read the article? Our first response was no. Like, get out of here with that. Don't come over here with your ideas. I'm not saying don't give people ideas. If the idea makes sense to you, then we'll do it. But if I do it one day and I'm like, okay, they ain't liking this. You've gotten criticized, Sherri. Everybody says your show is boring. You watch the blogs, you read the comments. You got to take full responsibility and start telling them guys, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. That's because, and people like Norman and Suzanne, they help out in more ways than one. They think, okay, they don't contribute to the show. They just, deal with the crowd. They work behind the scenes. But when people get used to something, that's what they're used to. So whoever told you that Hot Topics was Wendy's? Oh, and didn't Kevin threaten to sue? Kevin threatened to sue if they use Hot Topics. He knew what he was doing. Yeah. You have to have Hot Topics. You don't have to call it Hot Topics. You could call it Sherri's Corner.
Yeah, you can call it Hot Moments. You can do it,
Sherri time.
Yeah.
But Sherri Shepherd, in a very loving way, I'm here to tell you, your show sucks in a loving way. I tried it 2 days. I was done. Like, okay, I can't do this no more. But you will not have a show if you don't find your voice quick and tell them suits to shut the hell up and just sign my check at the end of the month. Okay? All right. That's how and you tell them just like that. I don't give a damn what you think, and go get my check ready. That's what I would say. But lots going on over there. So everybody's they used to be a crew. They're all not trusting each other. They feel like, well, if they're gonna get rid of this one, maybe I need to step up, or am I the one to be gone? Now it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And everything has to work smoothly on the inside for it to perform good on camera. Okay? Now that's all I can do is help you. That's all I can do. Now the rest is up to you. That's all I'm gonna do. Words on Sherri, Perry.
Well, I mean, the only thing is, like I said, if you're gonna take the hit, you get to make the decisions. And like I said before, the reason why I didn't think she would succeed, they're gonna try to do everything in their power to make it not seem like the Wendy show.
You did.
And when she come in, people are expecting that, that vibe, right? It can be different, but they want that vibe. It's not the same vibe. And then, like I said, next year, I don't think she'll be back.
You said that before she even got the job.
The next person that come in is gonna have a first shot because they're not really following Wendy. They following somebody who didn't succeed, like Sherri, because her show. No. I'm saying it's nothing against her.
Well, what if she took my advice and start putting the foot down and saying what?
If you're the quarterback, sometimes you might have to call your own plays. Yeah. If you listen to somebody else, and then you the person on the field taking the hit.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're gonna sell your soul for the dollar, then that's what you do. But
ooh, Perry. Okay, he ain't sugarcoating shit. Okay, people. He's telling you like it is.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, wow. I can't. I can't with you, Perry. I can't with you. So, Sherri, we wish you the best of luck. We'll pray for you. But, girl, you better find your balls.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next nut job. Complete nut job, Tim Norman, okay? Found guilty today. Now, let me tell you just a couple things before I talk about the verdict. Tim Norman was screaming guilty, okay? So, Miss Robbie, I'm done with you, okay? Just like the rest of your family. We want you to come out and acknowledge the truth, okay? Everybody pled guilty but Tim. Let me tell you how I knew it was going to get worse. Seriously, when he fired his defense team and started representing himself,
No, he didn't do that. Did he?
No, I swear to God, he did. He did. He fired his defense team, and you know what I think the defense team probably said to him? Don't take the stand. Okay? Do not get up there with your lying ass. And they probably said it just like this. Probably push some corporate guy to start cussing. If you take your lying ass on the stand, you're going to lose. That's what they probably said to him.
Right.
Just like that, okay? In their business suits and all. He took the stand. His defense was that he was framed by the government.
The machine.
The machine. You were framed by the... What? They have you... They pinged your cell phone where you were. They got records of the call. Everybody saying you did it. They gave like an amount that you paid them. He took his dumb ass on the stand and said that he was framed. He also, now this was a trip. This was managed to make himself cry when he started talking about Andre. I don't think you were crying about Andre. I think you were crying about your life.
Yeah, being
okay.
Caught, being behind these bars here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is what you had to do. Because don't forget, you had a friend that testified. A friend offered you their condolences for Andre, and you said, forget about him. Tim effed up the bag for his entire family. He did. But no, listen, Miss Robbie can change that. Miss Robbie, I've lost all respect for you. Because the writing's been on the wall. Now, maybe in the beginning when you didn't get all the pieces, but you know, when everybody said they're guilty, you know. So why put Andre's family through that?
Yeah.
Why put your family through that? You want us to think that he's this upstanding guy that got framed by the government? Come on. I have no respect for her. None. What's your thoughts on Miss?
Well, you know what the whole thing was this. The reason why he could have fired his defense team. The reason why he in this shit from the initial start is because he's an arrogant, con artist, used to having his way, probably how he was raised, probably why he went to jail the first time.
Ooh, Perry. Facts.
I'm only saying, and then sometime when you say, well, how can you support somebody? Sometimes you sort of support people who have personalities sort of like yours. I don't know what Miss Robbie's personality was. Just saying. It's a possibility.
You know she loves to sue bloggers. You better water that down.
No, I said it's a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying for sure, but I'm saying, you know, she can have her reasons, but we can have our reasons to think, well, damn, she could have handled it a different way too.
Yeah.
You know, I can understand that's her son. But Andre had a family too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
He ended up taking 5 applications out on his nephew, making himself the sole beneficiary. I hope I said that right. I hate that word. But let's go over Canilo's messy. Canilo's messy. Tell Tim don't drop the soap. Really, Canilo?
You know the routine.
Y'all are messy. Let's go
first
over
rodeo, fellas.
really quickly. Damn, Perry, we've been talking a long time. Let's go over the verdict. Hold on one second. I didn't close the wrong tab. I can't even drop the link. Hold on. Why do I do that? Here we go.
How you do what?
Keep closing the damn tabs that I need. Hold on, guys. Let me get this up. Hold on. I'm going to drop the link just in case somebody wanted to come up. Then I'm going to go over the charges really quickly.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Let's go over the charges, okay? And how we're not surprised. We're not surprised. Okay. He was... What did I do? The jury deliberated for 17 hours over 3 days before reaching a verdict. He was charged with conspiracy to commit M. Okay. He also was charged with M for hire and conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. They took the death penalty off the table, and his sentencing is going to be scheduled for December 15th. That's a long time. It's a couple months. Like, they want to break the news to him right before Christmas. Here's your birthday present. You've got life, Tim. Probably multiple life sentences.
It shouldn't matter when they break the news. At this point, he know.
Oh, what do you mean he knows?
He know he ain't never getting out. The only visitor he gonna get is me sitting in his room right now. He'll be making a phone call soon.
I don't care what he thinks. I'm mad at Miss Robbie. I just don't. I lost all respect for you. And you're right. So the rumors, Miss Robbie, because we know you love to sue bloggers, but the rumors were you didn't spend a lot of time with Tim because you were on the road. That's not. I'm not shading you. You did what you had to do, but there's a consequence when you chase fame. It just is, and you probably feel guilty for it. But you know something wrong with that boy. And Perry's right. If you didn't know now, you didn't get the hint when he went to prison the first time for armed robbery.
And then this should be a dead giveaway. Like, who would have? Now, I don't know for a fact, but I'm gonna assume if he had all these policies out on Andre, he probably don't even have a policy out for himself.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
That's hot, Perry. That's hot.
Yeah.
What else do we have to say before I start taking callers? You want to say anything else about any other cases, or Tim?
No, I mean,
tell Tim don't drop the soap.
No, as far as the sentencing, it doesn't really matter though. He know, and when he was up there crying on the stand when that con artist shit didn't work, he was done. He
wasn't crying for Andre. He was crying for his sorry, miserable life. His sorry ass. He's disgusting. I cannot believe Janae. Good thing you did the good thing, Janae.
He wish he was back at the restaurant now, and that shit went to his head. That little fame on TV, it made it worse.
And how come every restaurant that he had failed? The one that Miss Robbie had did not.
Oh, I mean,
because selfish ass.
Miss Robbie could have been there taking care of the restaurant. He was just buying it for show while he was out there, running the street.
And if your grandmother won't say it, Andre, I'm going to say it. I'm so sorry I'm still a woman. I'm so sorry this happened to you. It's just unfair. And I'm glad he didn't get the death penalty, because I need you to wake up every day of your sorry life and think about what you did to your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
That's your damn nephew. What's wrong with you? At 21, so you could go work on a non-existent music career. Your videos suck. You can't rap. You're trash. You don't know how to run a restaurant. That's why Miss Robbie had to sue to get you to back off.
Yeah.
And it's not like you were going to lose a couple more pounds. You jerk. Right. You're fat ass. Okay. All right. Yeah. But remember, Hips has lost a lot of weight. Okay. Let me start taking calls. I keep thinking about Tim. And is mom later going to the scene of the crime? And knowing Tim put on such an act of being so upset. And don't forget this, Tanya, is that in court, the mother, Michelle Griggs, said Tim never called her after Andre's passing. She ran into him once at the day of the funeral, and he just said, I want to offer you my condolences. That's it. No calls, no money, no concern. And don't forget, he was already, $91,000 in the hole and late on his rent in St. Louis for his apartment. And Janae, girl, you dodged a bullet. All right, let's start taking phone calls. You ready, Perry?
Yeah.
Smoke. Look at Smoke's face. Smoke. Who do you want to sound off on first?
I don't know. Well, let's talk about church mother Tim, because he's built like one.
He lost 100 pounds, but go ahead.
That's okay. You may lose 100 pounds, but the skin ain't going nowhere.
That's disgusting.
It's just horrible what he did to his own nephew. And then kind of Ms. Robbie, because I know we talked about this a few months ago about she's in a difficult position, but at the same time the writing is on the wall. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna will yourself to believe that your son was not capable of doing what he did to his nephew.
Oh yeah, and these are your opinions, right? Your opinions.
These are my opinions and not the opinions of Sherrell's world or Perry. But it's just a mess. But it's just like I think Miss Robbie needs to have a come to Jesus moment. But I think if she has that realization, that might take her home to meet her maker, because that's just something to really like accept about your son doing to your own grandchild.
So we're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna say she's processing it.
Because that's hard. Like I don't know if any of us, if we were in that position, what we would do, because it's kind of like you have your child, you have your grandchild, you love them both dearly, so it's like you can't really choose one over the other.
But Smoke, what does that say to the people that are still here? What does that say to Andre's mom and his family? What does that say for her family that have come to terms that Tim ain't no damn good, and you the only one denying it? Y'all could be healing together.
That's true. But two things can be two things can exist at the same time. Like she could still be processing what's happening, but also like, like maybe people can just like give her some grace to be like, she's in a difficult position, just like them. And granted, I think maybe, I don't want to say it's more so than her grandson's mother, but it's just like, how I mean, I know we like to say like this is how we react, but we wouldn't know unless we had to walk through those shoes and experience the feelings that Miss Robbie has had to experience. Not justifying it, I'm just saying like that's I feel like she's in a tough position no matter what she does.
That could be true though, but you know what though, because I have two boys too.
Yeah,
they've done things I hate they did it, but at the same time I had the knowledge they did it.
Right.
So now it's two different things here. Like, yeah, you can hate it, but at a certain point, when your kid do something, you get to look at it and say, was he right or wrong? Are you telling me that you think that she's looking at him and said he's right, or she just in some serious kind of denial?
No, let me tell you what I think he's saying. I think you're saying that she's just going through the motions. Mm-hmm. She has not sat down, had that good cry, had that good acceptance, been in the house by herself, and had to look in the mirror and say, I don't know what happened. Because she don't know why Tim did this.
Right.
We could assume he's just a selfish MRFer, or he could have some serious, problems. She's got to. So she's going. She's trying
to convince herself, but to not face the truth of what it is. What you all are saying. I believe she knows that, but to get her there to have that, like, oh my God, my son did this to my grandchild. That has to be devastating for her. So I think I think she might be in that process of like trying to like come to grips with that, because that's not something that anyone can easily do.
But for some reason, and I might be a bastard, I don't know, I have to go look it up a little later, but I'm pissed at Miss Robbie. Sherri, I'm messing with you. You're calling me a bastard. No, I really might be a mean, harsh person, but I look at Miss Robbie and I get mad because I want to hug her. I want to say, I'm sorry. But if you're going to keep lying to me and we can't even get there, and she's more, and she could be helping the family, digest this. She's a big part of that family. I'm being told that they're not talking to her.
And she's the matriarch.
Yeah, she's the matriarch.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Selena, hi Selena, how you doing?
Hey.
So you said you went to the Sherri show?
Yeah.
It sucked.
She enjoyed it.
Actually, me and Diva going next week. Actually,
y'all going? Y'all gonna go?
We gonna go next week. So we'll have a live update for y'all to like.
Oh, you're going next week? Okay, yeah. Okay. Tell me your experience though.
It wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It was just like, because I've been to Wendy like 5 times, and it's just like, it was trying to give the Wendy, but it wasn't really giving Wendy, and it wasn't like a lot of drama. Like she was just saying everything she was just jolly.
She's trying to be a comedian.
I mean, like she funny, but like
Sherri's not. Selena, come on. You think Sherri Shepherd's funny on stage? Her stand up?
I mean, okay, like she was funny like when she was in Jamie Foxx show and stuff like that. So
that was Jamie. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna. Do you think Sherri Shepherd is funny?
I mean, like people, she have funny moments. Like she not like haha. Like I didn't even like her like when she was on Wendy. I like the Claire guy that was on there. They used to host. The one from Higher Learning. he was better.
Claire.
Oh my god.
Okay,
He
let
was
me ask you
funny.
this. Will you go back?
I doubt it. No.
Do you feel bad for Norman and Suzanne and the other
Yeah,
ones?
yeah, because they made the show like I met Suzanne. Like Suzanne is like us on the low. Like she got soul,
Yeah.
and Norman is just funny, like
Yeah.
all together. So
Yeah.
I miss them. And then like Sherri, like her DJ wasn't, he was all right, but
Ooh, sus? Really?
he was all right.
You know what? Let me say this about Norman and Suzanne. And unless I'm wrong, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I never seen Norman or Suzanne publicly come out and trash Wendy or tell the dirt that they knew.
No.
They're not gonna do that. They wouldn't do that.
They seem loyal. Mhm.
Yeah, because Suzanne, like her husband was the cameraman and stuff like that. So she's not gonna do all that. And Norman, he's he not. But but it's still like the first, like, her show just came out. So you gotta give her time,
No, that show sucks. I gave her 2 damn days. And that's it.
Right. It's just the guess. Like it's just the guess that she be having. Like, she had that no good candy on there.
Ooh,
Not
no good candy.
In your opinion.
That's my opinion. She had that no good candy on there. Like, no, it's like
Was Candy talking like this the whole time she was on the set?
Candy was trying to talk like proper, like I'm so innocent. Like
I can't. I'm done, Selena. I'm done. Mel, can you start off your feelings about Wendy Williams?
Okay, first, I'm glad that my opinion is spreading like hot fire. I think that's a
Oh yeah. Can you tell me in your opinion what your opinion is?
I'm not going to say anything else but my opinion. Only my opinion and my opinion alone. I think that when it comes to Wendy Williams, you know what? I think it could be just the years of hard living, probably, in my opinion. Just hard living and a lot of problems. She had a movie and she said that she, had all these issues and things like that. And I think it just caught up to her. And I want to say, too, for me, I've seen people with that kind of condition in their legs. And again, allegedly, I'm not a doctor at all. I don't know. But it reminds me of somebody who's on dialysis. That kind of thing that happens when you're the kidney issues, when you're
swelling.
Where all your skin just hags and sags. And it's like when your veins is getting dried up. It's all that. That's what I've seen with people in that condition. So something's going on. And I hope that she gets the help she needs mentally and physically, because she looks very ill.
What else did you want to sound off on?
I want to talk about Tim, because I wanted to say this too. I think that you're right, Sherrell. I think at one point I was just giving Miss Robbie because I liked her so much, and I watched her, documentaries and all the things with Tina Turner. I love Tina Turner, so I love Miss Robbie too. But I think that at this point, we got to definitely give grace to the victim, to the family, to people who are suffering. I've seen many documentaries where families have committed horrific crimes, whether it was Columbine or whatever it was. And those families said, you know what my family, my daughter, my son did was horrific. And I renounced it. I'm going to try to help the victims and help them be out there and hope that my child gets the punishment they deserve. But I still love them. So there was 2 things happening at one time. You wanted the person who committed these crimes to get the punishment they deserve, but you also love them. So I think that maybe that's the misconnect Miss Robbie's having. She's not really saying that Tim deserves the punishment he's getting. He committed this crime. He needs to be punished.
Let me ask you all, the whole panel.
Yeah.
We don't know why Tim did this. But what if we had to guess?
Well, he did it for money, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, because what else would it be? I'm just saying, like the 5 insurance policies.
Well, for me, I think that he just coming up a little bit, and again, in my opinion, as a sociopath, because
that's right.
Because
You're right.
The fact is, if allegedly he was just starting with the nephew, some people were saying he was just starting it. Now, what if he would have got away with it, Miss Robbie? And again, allegedly, in my opinion, she could have been next, and some other people. And I think that Jennifer Williams from
Basketball Wives,
she got away within an inch of her life, because she was saying, "Oh, he was weird in private, and this was scary." It was almost like she was dealing, again, in my opinion, like she was dealing with a serial killer. It was just like somebody who was so dark.
You can cut off your feelings just like that, and that's why when that friend offered him his condolences, he said, "Forget about him," because in his mind he cut all feelings off, and he know he was fake crying on that damn stand. You was crying for you and your loss.
I never
Like
seen him like
the
that.
loss of your life.
He's cold. He's really cold blooded. Listen. He's a predator in that family. He destroyed that family. He's broken all their hearts. I'm not sure if it might take generations to heal what he's done to her family and the relatives like that. Again, it's again all alleged in my opinion, but he's definitely devastated that Miss Robbie's family, sisters, and everybody. Just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Bonji. What
Hey,
you want to
Bonji.
sound off on?
In my opinion.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on now. Listen.
First of all, I want to sound off on Wendy.
Mm.
There was a bit of going back and forth on the chat about catatonic being schizophrenia, and I want to say, based on experience, because I have mental illness in my family, someone can be catatonic from any mental health issue. For example, someone with bipolar can be catatonic, meaning they are there, but they're just not there. It's like they disassociate from what's happening around them. And then on the flip side, they can also be what they call manic, where either they are walking around talking to themselves, they're not talking to anybody or anything that someone can clearly understand, but it's like a conversation within themselves.
Do we think Wendy can get better?
Nope.
It's hard because not only have we not fully understood the medicine of the brain, but there is a connection between how abusing alcohol can shut off certain parts of your brain, and I don't think that can be reversed. So it's hard. In 2020, when that issue happened, and DJ Booth was talking about how that led to him getting fired, that was the time for her maybe to go into something long term, because our world had stopped. Nobody would have questioned or nobody would have wondered where she was. And now it seems like people that are in her corner are not thinking about her, but they're thinking about the celebrity, which really, when you look at it, when you're not healthy, when your mind is not right, when your money has been frozen, there isn't celebrity there anymore. It's a human being who is just facing an enormous challenge. And one of the challenges with her case is she doesn't have anybody in her corner who's thinking about her. Because let's say she lets someone like Tommy come and petition the court for her to go into treatment long term. He'll turn around and come back on YouTube and say, yeah, I was the one. You know, I did that. The son seems to be getting close to Tommy, because he was the first one to tell us that she refused him entry into her apartment. So she can't trust anybody, it seems, except people that are seeming to want to exploit her. And then lastly, I'd like to comment on Sherri. Has she talked about her baby yet? Her second baby?
Ooh.
Because until she does,
Okay, I can't. Okay, Bonji, I can't. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna go.
Let me know, and then maybe I can watch if she talks about that baby.
Oh boy!
Wait, Sharrell, let me say something. One more thing,
really quickly.
So when you were talking about the your blogs or whatever in like the daytime TV people, they be intimidated by y'all, and they be upset because y'all be having like the facts, and they be all scared because they don't be wanting to talk about the truth, because they don't want to be like written up and stuff. And with Perry, I like your R. Kelly background. Your Perry,
why do you have that up there? Look, let me try to bring up Diva so she can talk. All right, guys, thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate you guys.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Nice
Are you
weekend.
going to be live tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going live tomorrow night.
Okay, I'll try and join you guys. Have
Thanks,
a good weekend.
Mel. In my opinion, thank you.
Oh, you welcome.
In my opinion, thank you.
Very much.
Bye, Bonji. I love you. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Hey, Diva.
No, this background is actually for Tim.
No, I
For
got
Tim.
time for you. Go ahead,
It's for
sound
Tim.
off.
Listen, I'll say this really quickly. It's so sad about Wendy, but you know, y'all kept saying it right that this is not going to end well. But you know what? She's not the only celebrity that they do that to, right? Because listen, I'm sure Michael Jackson could have survived had they not tried to hide his condition and that he was addicted to pretty much, the drugs. Whitney Houston, the same thing. We can go on countless people where they want to save and preserve the image versus the person, because all of the people in their camp could care less about the individual. They care about the money they're going to make off of that individual. So it's so incredibly sad, but I'm glad she's getting help now. I've been watching Sherri Shepherd. I'm trying to give her opportunity. I'm going there live on the 22nd.
Okay.
But her and Jennifer Hudson, and listen, because sometimes people accuse us of not being in the sisters' corners.
Right.
I'm trying to hang in there with them, right? But both of them, to be honest, is boring. Okay. They're not giving us nothing, they're not giving us no they're not giving us a reason to watch, and they're not doing anything different.
Yeah.
And in terms of Tim, he's just a bad seed. Miss Robbie gave birth to, just a bad one. And only thing I could think about is why she did not say anything is because if before his trial actually happened, she would have not been on his side, people would have been like, yeah, he real guilty because his own mother won't even stand by him. So maybe she stood by him, because, the trial and everything, but Andre's Montgomery family spoke, right? And I swear to you, it brought tears to my eyes because they said, Miss Robbie knew. Now, this is what they said, because I know, we get in trouble just for speaking.
In your opinion, and allegedly.
In my opinion, they said that Miss Robbie knew. They said that the mother felt like she sent him out there to live a better life with his grandmother, and they did him dirty. They said he was living in the slums next to a penthouse that Tim was living in. They said when they went to where Andre was living, it was horrible. He didn't even have a car. It was terrible. And they said that he told his grandmother, I did not steal that money from you, and that Tim was after him. And they said, the family, not me, okay, the family said that, Miss Robbie even spoke to them and pretty much said that she thought something wasn't right. I'll put it that way, right? Mm-hmm. So the sister, you got to go look up this interview, Sharrell. What is her name? Jay So Extra, but her channel is named something different now. She followed the whole entire trial and she caught the family coming out of the courtroom, right?
I know you're talking about. She used to work on the set.
Yes. Mm-hmm. She caught the family coming out, and his Andre's sister said that Miss Robbie called Andre and he put her on speaker, right? But Miss Robbie didn't know that, but the whole family was listening. Miss Robbie allegedly cursed him out, okay? Accused him of taking his money, told him she didn't want nothing to do with him, and that was her grandson. You got to go watch the interview. I was in tears. This poor family, their heart was broken because of what happened. And they said when Tim came to that funeral, that he didn't shed a tear. And then he made this whole big spectacle because he had to leave early to go back to LA. It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching.
Here's the thing. When my grandson tells me I don't trust Tim, you don't looking at that, Miss Robbie? Like, I'm on 10 right now. I'm blaming her for a lot. He could still be here if you took 5 minutes to listen to what he had to say instead of accusing him of doing something that he said he didn't do and that you had no evidence that he did.
Wow.
Yeah. And that sister
I'm
said
getting emotional.
If he took that money, his sister said if he took that money, he was young. He would have been flirting, buying stuff and this and that. She said he had nothing. He had nothing.
You know why? That was a part of Tim's plan. That's his alibi to make Andre look bad. He ain't no good. He took the money anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on, my line is backing back up, y'all. There's too many people. There's a lot of people. Hey, Tulsa.
Hey, Sharrell. I just want to say, Tim, you put on quite a show. Okay, listen, but nobody's buying it. Nobody is buying it. Yeah. So listen here. I know I was looking for a man. Can y'all reach out to Tim and see if he can give me the connect? Because I need a real strong. Yes,
You
yeah.
don't want Tim. Tim is
No, I don't. I don't want
Oh.
him. I want his cellmate. I want
I
his
was gonna say you
cellmate.
might not want to close your eyes around him.
what
Right.
was I gonna say? Somebody gave him what they think he is. What's the word? It's not a
Sociopath?
narcissist. Is it psychopath?
I think it was male or I don't know somebody.
That's what I really think he is. Hold on,
You
let me
know
bring
what?
I can't believe I got this many people. Toria,
He's
sound off really
listening to
quickly.
I just want to thank you for doing the story on Sherrell. I mean, on Wendy, because I didn't know none of that. And if she gets some help for the schizophrenia, she can take some Risperdal because I have a cousin that's on that, and she's back to work. But she had to go away for 6 months before they got her together. So you're right.
But
Wendy needs
she did get better. She got better. Your cousin?
Yeah, she got better and she went back to work, and she's a correctional officer.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well,
I'm
that's
outside closing my pool up for the winter.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Thank
why
you.
you might hear the noise.
Let me bring in another caller.
Love
Hi,
you.
Jennifer. Sound off really quickly.
Hi.
Hi.
Diva. Hi,
Hey,
Perry.
Jennifer.
Hey, so I wanted to say real quick. Okay, with Wendy, I'm just going to put it like this. As long as she has breath in her body, she has a chance. Keep going. She has to fight. She has to fight.
That's true.
And the other thing, I think with Miss Robbie, because I'm like Perry, I have two boys, Perry and Sherrell. I'm sorry. I have two boys too, grown sons. But however, when they do something wrong, I call them on it because I, as a mother, I recognize that some children come from you and some come through you. And Miss Robbie,
let me ask you this, Jennifer. Do you think Miss Robbie is in denial because if she says the truth, then that's also admitting that you turned the other cheek when your grandson was talking to you?
Yes. I think for her to accept it in her mind, for her to accept it, this is just my opinion, and I think, and I'm speaking from a parent of grown children, and I think in her mind, if she accepts it, that means that she was wrong too, and she doesn't want to take accountability.
Exactly.
But if you looked at the show, when I watched their show, I never liked the way Tim treated Andre or Charles. He always mistreated them boys. And it's really sad because that was Miss Robbie's oldest son's only child. And her oldest son got killed. And then for her son to turn around because of greed, Tim was greedy. Miss Robbie had two successful restaurants that she had started herself, and they're running. And then Tim wanted to run to every city and state and try to open up others, and they all failed because he was greedy. Miss Robbie knows this, and I think she just doesn't want to voice it out loud. But my hearts go out to that family, and she needs to reach out to the mother and the grandmother and just say, I'm sorry, because I should have done more. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Just to give that mother a little bit more peace, because even with the guilty verdict, yes, that's good. But even with the guilty verdict, that family is still hurting. That mother is still hurting because she entrusted Miss Robbie with her child.
Now
let's take the pressure off. Let's take the pressure off of her.
We know Miss Robbie watches these videos and watches the blogs because she's trying to sue a blogger right now. I want to go around the board really quick. Perry, if Andre's family should come across this, what do you want to say to them?
Well, look, I'm sorry for their loss, and sorry that, it damaged not just losing their son, but just that family vibe with Miss Robbie, just that family unit. It just ripped it all the hell up.
Diva, what would you say to the family?
My heart breaks for them, and I want the mother to not blame herself, because she said, like Jennifer said, she sent her baby because they thought he was going to have a better life over there with Miss Robbie. So she took a big risk, saying, okay, I'm gonna give up my baby, but I'm giving him up to his grandmother, and he's going to have a better life over there with his grandmother. So imagine you trying to play in your head, what if I never did that? When the sister spoke, Sherrell, when you see that, you are going to come to tears. I had to shut it off, come back and go back because it was just heart-wrenching, right? Because they said we sent him over there to live better, and he was living in the slums. And they said the mother, his own mother, had to call and like order him pizza and stuff to eat, and he's over there with these people that have all of this money. So, but I say my condolences. My condolences.
Jennifer, what would you
Absolutely.
say to the family?
I would say to the family, again, like Perry and Diva, my heart breaks for them. My cousin is burying her oldest son the end of this month. My best friend lost her son. And to see a mother, I can't imagine a mother burying their child. I have always told my entire family, if something happens to either one of my boys, do not come to me thinking we're having a funeral, because funerals is for the living, they're not for the dead. And I cannot see myself putting my children in the ground. My heart breaks for that mother.
What do you say to the
they
family?
need to, I'm sorry, and I'm saying this, but I really hope.
Oh, don't cry. Let me go to Tulsa really quick. I'll come back to you. Tulsa, what would you say to the family?
First of all, I will offer my condolences, and I would
And
just say,
apologize.
Let's show up for Miss Robbie. I mean, Miss Robbie is what, 80 something odd years old. These are my opinions. I feel like right now, really, can she handle some more stress? She's already up there in age. We already know stress, what it does to our community. I would just say, if you see something, report it. Silence is violence, whether if it's in your household, whether if it's your neighbor. Do your due diligence. You see something wrong, you have to do something about it, because you're just as guilty. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Jennifer, I'm going to give you another chance. I understand you breaking down and crying. Diva almost did the same thing, and so did I. So really quickly, what would you say to the family?
My heart just goes out to them. I will continue to keep them in prayer and keep them uplifted. And just think about all the good things of Dre. Just think about that, and just take it day by day, and just think about the blessings and the smiles that he brought to your face, and just think about that in prayers that will just get them through. It's not going to bring them back, but let's pray that this makes them feel a little bit better of justice. And
I'm just praying for your strength for your family. I'm just
thank you so much.
Can I say this
with
one more
Miss
time?
Robbie? I just want to say with Miss Robbie, I'm not blaming Miss Robbie, but I'm just saying, as a mother, sometime we got to say to our children, baby, that ain't cool.
All right, real quick, Tulsa, I got 50 seconds.
Okay, so listen, what we have to understand is anything that she says in the public will be used to her in a court of law. So we have to understand that whether if our child is right or wrong, we want to stick with our child. I'm not saying that it's right, but that's just, she's from an old school era. So let's just keep him alive. And when his anniversary comes around, we celebrate him. We celebrate.
Right.
We keep his name alive.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sherrell, for having me.
Okay, take care, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
ladies.
you. Oh, Jennifer, you made me cry. Take care.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, guys, this was a hard one. I don't care. Everybody has their opinion, and in my opinion, I'm so disappointed in you, Miss Robbie. All right, we're completely out of time because I'm trying to come back for another video. This was a hard one. You guys, please don't forget to click that like button on the way out. It does wonders for my video. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm simply out of time. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. It's just a bad thing that happened.
No, I agree.
Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
Nobody. That's the sad part. No.
All right, y'all. Let's say bye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.